Welcome to the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge. This is it. We've been counting down to this moment for weeks now, and it's finally time to go. Your favorite influencers has drafted the top talents on iRacing, and it's finally go time. I hope everyone's ready. I got my co-host here, Robert Hill Jr. We're going to bring you the action. It's Daytona International Speedway, some super speedway racing. We're going 80 laps here tonight. How you feeling, Robert?
Oh, I am so pumped for this one. We got the teams drafted last week, and now it's time to go at it here at Daytona. It's going to be one heck of a show.
I'm super excited. So we're going to be rolling straight into qualifying here momentarily, and we're going to find out who's going to put it on the pole. This is the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge. It's time, man. Super speedway action. You can never go wrong with it. This is where the action gets hot. These drivers, they know what's on the line. They want to make their team owners proud. They got drafted, they got this opportunity, and now they're ready to show what they can bring to the table. They want to show that they can go into iRacing's top talent. The schedule is on the screen now. We got Daytona, Dover on December 21st, January 4th, we got Nashville Super Speedway, Indianapolis after that, and then on January the 18th, Homestead Miami Speedway. The schedule is action-packed. This is a 5-round series. 5 rounds, get it done. As you can see here, we're going to roll into Daytona, which is in Daytona Beach, Florida, home of the Daytona 500 and the Rolex 24. This is such an iconic track, the most iconic stock car track in America, and this is where we're bringing you the action from. Remember, this is a super speedway. We can go 3, 4, 5 wide, and you know at some point the big one is going to happen. We're going to get the big crash. And it's time, as we're going to take a look at the track info here. You see it there, 31 degrees of banking. Built in 1959, 2.5 miles on this super speedway monster. This is what it has all came down to. And at a track like this, remember, Daytona, anyone can win. Absolutely anyone in the field can bring it and win. It doesn't matter where you start. Here is the DriveSmart Fantasy Challenge. As you can see, play at home for a $300 prize pool. Pick your team of 6 after the conclusion of the draft, and with the most points after 5 races, win some cash. You can see it there. There's a link in the description. It's time. We'll get some cash here. It's time to get some DriveSmart cash. We're all excited. We're all ready. It's time to get after it, man. It's going to be a fun journey. Cars are on track right now for qualifying, and we got 80 laps of action. How you feel about this, Robert?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one here tonight. Like you mentioned, the field out there on the track, putting in their qualifying laps. Qualifying not necessarily as important here tonight at Daytona, but you do want the luxury of a good pit box when you come down and make that stop that you're going to have. You're going to see drivers want to work their way up to the front right from the start. You're also going to see the drivers want to fall to the back. That's usually my strategy, but we'll see which one pays off here tonight. It's going to be one heck of a show coming at you here soon. 80 laps at Daytona, and you want to kick the season off with a win.
You bring up an interesting point there, because you said that some of these guys like hanging in the back. When I run the NIS Daytona 500, I like hanging in the back. That's where it's safe at. There's no fast repairs on the table here tonight. They got to go for it. If you wreck out, guess what? Your day is done. I feel like if I was in this race, I'm going to hang it in the back, take it easy for the first 60 laps. When we get down to 20 to go, it's hammer down. That's my strategy if I was racing in this one. The hoodies are on the screen now. Take a look at the merch. We got some hot DriveSmart merch here today. Oh my goodness, you can get your hands on that. We're going to be giving these away. So some lucky viewers are me taking home some car number 91 DriveSmart Racing hoodies to support Kyle Weatherman, who's going to be doing 10 races in the NASCAR Xfinity Series this season with DriveSmart on the hood. So what an opportunity for you, the viewers, tonight to bring home some merchandise and to get to see some of the action here from the iconic Daytona Speedway. It's going to be a hot one here tonight. It's going to be a hot one as we're bringing you the entertainment live here on YouTube, here on Twitch. Welcome to the DriveSmart YouTube channel. It's going to be a fun journey coming up through the season as qualifying is about to come to a close here on the racetrack. We're going to go to Chris from DriveSmart and see what he has to say.
Hey, what's going on, guys? We could not be more excited about this event, right? We are super, super psyched. First and foremost, we want to thank everybody who participated in the time trials, everybody who worked in the qualifying races to get drafted, and most importantly, we really want to congratulate everybody who made this top 36. So like DLB had said, we will be doing this every Thursday, except for the week of Christmas, to determine who is going to be the grand prize winner, and them and a guest, plus the influencer, the team leader that they're on, is going to get an all-inclusive trip to Daytona to be in the pit, in the garage with Kyle Weatherman and DGM in that middle of February. Tonight, like DLB brought up, we have a $300 fantasy challenge that you can play right from home, right? Costs nothing to get into. All you have to do is follow that link in the description. Go ahead and pick your favorite 6 drivers, and hopefully you're a winner. Tonight, we're going to be giving away hoodies. We're going to be giving away iRacing gift cards, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you're active in chat, and you never know. Who doesn't want one of those sick hoodies that we just put up on the screen? But I couldn't be more excited. We have the best team here, and I can't wait to see some racing in Daytona. I can't wait to be in Daytona.
Daytona is going to be a heck of a journey. We got cars hitting the racetrack for warm-ups, and it's getting fun, man. It's getting fun. It's getting exciting. It's go time. As you can see, we got different colors. So these cars are actually color-coded here. We got different colors for all of the teams, and you're gonna see that there's a color for IDK, a color for Royal Gator. We got plenty of them, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun as we take a look at the colors here. So Casey Kerwin's team is going to be red, blue is going to be DJ Lee J, green is going to be Royal Gator's team colors, pink is Landon Huffman, purple is IDK player, orange is going to be Ryan Vargas, a professional NASCAR driver. So as far as the influencers go, it's crazy because we got, you know, a Coca-Cola Series champion. We got content creators such as Royal Gator, an IDK player, and then we got actual drivers like Landon Huffman and Ryan Vargas. So we got an action-packed field, and all of them influencers picked out all these drivers. That's why they're color-coded going into this. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be the winning team come the end. What influencer or driver pick the best team? That's always something fun to keep up with as well. And we're gonna go straight to Robert here. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, looking at the teams that were put together in the draft, it's really hard to pick one particular team that has the advantage. Of course, there was some set standards when it comes to iRacing or iRatings, which set the class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, separating these drivers. And each group has their strengths and has the guys that are definitely going to lean on those pro drivers that they have in the field. Like you mentioned, you know, we have Logan Clamp. It was drafted first overall. He's going to be a guy to watch in this series. Colin Bowden, another Coke driver. We saw Daniel Mosteller, always strong out there. Joey Masevich, another driver that's going to be one to watch in this series as well. Some of these guys that aren't as known as well, they're going to definitely put on a show. And you mentioned building the right team. Once again, you know, we have to tell you, check out the Fantasy Challenge. It's an opportunity for you to pick up some money as well. And hey, maybe you can buy your way to Daytona so you can check it out with the winning driver and team as they're going to head there and enjoy that nice Daytona Beach weather in Florida. I was there last year. It's one heck of an experience.
So we talked about how there's a lot of pro drivers in here. What I want to talk about is them round 6 drivers that got drafted, the underdogs that barely made the cut. You know, when they go into a track like this, like Daytona, they want to put on a showing. They may not have the skill to go to another track, like a 1.5 mile track, or a track like Dover or Indianapolis to really put on a showing, but they know Daytona is their opportunity to keep up with any of the pros, and this is their shot to put it together. So keep an eye out for all the underdogs in the field in this one.
You know, you mentioned round 6, and I kind of have to touch on 2 of the drivers that went in that round. They're actually my teammates from a league that I race in, Corey Abbott, Jimmy Hayden. Both of those drivers, they're going to be racing for bragging rights amongst each other as well. I know we got the Abbott Motorsports boys back watching them, cheering them on, and just hoping that maybe Corey Abbott gets another victory at Daytona. He's known to be successful here, and you see both of them in the shot there, Corey in the 21, Jimmy Hayden there in the 24. He's going for a Jeff Gordon vibe tonight, and Jeff Gordon, no stranger to success here at Daytona either.
So let me ask you guys, right? So if you were one of the team leaders, DLB, and Ryan, what would be your strategy? Like here at Daytona for your team, what would you be telling them right now before this race starts?
I would be telling my drivers, hang in the back until we get 20 to go. Let them all kill each other. Let them all crash and charge hard and late and get the W. Because running mid-pack, running 10th, running 15th, running 20th, it's going to be danger because there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be someone that's going to push these B-class cars. We're running fixed setups in this one. These B-class cars that can take a wrong push and will wreck in front of the entire field. It's not safe running mid-pack. You either want to be up front or want to be in the back. And if I was telling my team what to do, I'm telling them we'll go hang out in the back. As we got a big crash.
Exactly. As you see on the screen, that could easily happen to just about anyone in the field, as it looks like we are going to wrap up warm-up here and get set to hit that grid momentarily. I'd be telling my team, let's hang at the back, race smart, we'll race clean, and we'll be there at the end. Again, top 5 drivers for each team are collecting points tonight. So if you can sweep that top 5, you're setting up real nice for the rest of the season.
So you're telling me you would tell them to drive smart?
Absolutely. Drive smart every day.
See if I can do that about 5 different times, in tonight's stream. But I got 1 out of the way early, so let's see if I can get another 4.
We're counting here. We're going to count.
We got Logan Crumpet on the pole. Garrett Maines in position number 2. Nate Stewart is going to round out the 3rd position. So you take a look at the starting grid on the screen now. These guys are already... Whew, they're ready, man. They're ready. They're more than ready. Daniel Falkenham. Position number 7. You see it on the board as we're going through the field. How you feeling, Robert, man? Are you excited?
Yeah, definitely excited for this one. Looking through the field, I mentioned my boys there, Jimmy Hayden, Corey Abbott. You see Joey Masevich there as well in that back portion of the top 20. Just behind them, it's Landon Huffman, 22nd on the boards. I guess he's out there running laps tonight.
I love it. So one thing we haven't talked about is obviously these drivers have teammates. How well are they going to work with their teammates, or are they going in for it for the win?
I think depending on how their team leader guides them before the race, he may tell them, we got to worry big picture here tonight. We'll race smart, we'll drive smart, and we'll be there together at the end of this one. But I don't know. I think everyone wants bragging rights as well. There's drivers of all different skill levels here tonight, and everyone wants that victory at Daytona.
I think the most organized team is IDK Players. He took a lot of his own drivers from NR Night in America. These drivers know each other. They're familiar. IDK Player is in his personal chat right now talking to his drivers, trying to guide them through this thing. For 80 laps, IDK Player is going to be on top of it and keeping his crew together. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. And you do see on the screen here the weather conditions tonight. 79-degree ambient temperature outside, 125 degrees Fahrenheit is the track temp. So very slippery conditions for these drivers tonight. Hardly any wind, so they are under that Daytona sun here tonight. They're going to be baking, but they are going to race so hard that they're not even going to care about those conditions. We have a couple cars starting on pit road here. Interesting strategy.
Absolutely. I mean, we see it. They must really not trust the field. But we got the pace car about to be diving a pit road here shortly, I believe, as it's almost go time from Daytona. We definitely see the lights off, and it's almost go time, man. 80 laps, the first ever Drive Smart to Daytona event is going to kick off from Daytona. You see it there. The pace car is in. Logan Crampton is going to lead him and take the green flag. He's in the Geico restart zone, and we are green flag racing from Daytona officially. It's go time. When do you drop the hammer? Do you do it now? We're already seeing 3 wide for about the 6th position, 3 by 3. These guys are already looking dangerous. We got cars headed off pit road already. They are 3 wide for the 2nd position, about to be 3 wide for the lead, only on lap number 1. This is nuts.
Up on the high side, Bobby Zelensky looking 3 wide. He wants the race lead early on. We have one dropping back on the inside lane there. That's Nate Stewart in the 4 machine. He's decided to fall to the rear and play it safe early on, but Zelensky with help from, I believe that to be Daniel Smallwood up on the high side, trying to work their way forward, but up through the middle, Daniel Mosteller with help from Eric Heater and Joseph Armstrong. They're going to charge forward contact though here. That's Heater that slides to the inside.
Woo! This is getting nuts, man. I thought we were going to hit the big one.
Yeah, definitely early on here for the big one to happen, but Daniel Mosteller, or Demo, as he's known, gets to the race lead ahead of Joseph Armstrong. Armstrong now looking to the outside. He's got help from Logan Clampett. Clampett trying to get back up front. He was the pole sitter here tonight. Now he wants to retake that race lead, drops to the inside. Now Clampett going to lead that bottom lane as he tries to get by Joseph Armstrong early on here.
So what he did, he just broke up the 2 IDK player cars. Remember I said they're going to work well together. He just broke them up. The IDK player cars worked together. They got to the lead, but now Logan Crampit just broke them purple machines apart. And now he's going to try to keep them separated throughout the night. Bobby is leading right now up front, but you take a look more to the back, we're seeing a lot of single file racing, which tells me these guys are protecting their race cars. They may be going with the strategy of keep the car clean until we get to 20 a go, because it's looking very single file, but up front, we got drivers that are after it, trying to get that W and trying to get their name after it. Trying to get their name covered here very early on and definitely make waves.
Absolutely. You know, this is a 5-race series. Some drivers might not be as strong as tracks such as Indianapolis or Nashville Superspeedway, so they're going to look to Daytona to be their opportunity to gain the most points here tonight, as we do have one that's blinked out there, Bobby Zelensky up on the high side. That's something that does come into play from time to time here on the iRacing.com simulation, and hopefully he's able to sort that out, but Logan Clampett gets the lead once again with help from Daniel Mosteller down there on the inside, as like you mentioned, towards the rear it has single filed out pretty much outside the top 10. Everyone's single file back to the mid-20s, where drivers are trying to charge their way forward.
So we have seen Logan Crampit. He put it on the pole. He has been shuffled a few times, but this guy is looking like a restrictor plate master. We have seen him fade back, come back, fade back, come back, and right now he's right where he started the race in position number 1. We're getting a little bit more racy in the back as more guys are getting impatient and trying to jump out, but we're currently side by side for the lead as Logan is trying to hang on to it. The outside is working well together. When I race on these super speedway tracks, I like the outside group. I feel like if you want to move, you gotta go high. If you're on the bottom, you're doing nothing but riding this thing out.
Yeah, definitely got to ride this thing out here tonight. Just find what line is working for you. What is the safest opportunity to charge towards the front? Very early in this event here, like you mentioned, Logan Clampett having an absolutely phenomenal run early on down there on the inside. But Joseph Armstrong also battling hard up there on the top. Looks like we're about to go 3 wide, as you see just towards the tail of that top 10. The high lane is developing, and Bobby Zelensky has decided to jump up to the high side, lead the charge, as we are 3 wide for the race lead.
This is getting nuts, man. They were ready to go with that third groove, and they're going to try to all get down right there. Look out as they're going to take over that second groove. Now, up front, Bobby is going to try to potentially get down to the bottom, and he's going to clear car number 44 of Logan Crampit, and he's going to take over the race lead. And this is going to put car number 10 of Tucker on the outside as he has help from the cars behind him. It's getting wild, man. We're seeing teammates work well together, especially with that outside groove right now. The red team is Casey Kerwin's team. They're working well, shoving that outside, and that's exactly how they took over the lead and went to the point.
Yeah, absolutely. As you do see Tucker Minter up there on the high side, Christopher Hill has worked his way up from the 31st position, now finds himself in that top 4, second in line up on the high side, just behind the Tucker Minter machine. Minter's a driver that's really come onto the scene lately in iRacing, has really made a name for himself, and is running exceptionally strong here early on tonight as we ride on board with the Christopher Hill machine. That's car 37 37, second car in line up on the high side. They're trying to clear Bobby Zielinski down there on the bottom with Logan Clampett just behind him. You see the 87, Daniel Mosteler, and that 23 as well of Joseph Armstrong. That's your top 6 as they run. We're seeing more single file towards the rear, less drivers trying to work their way up here early on, just racing smart. We're coming up to 8 laps in to this thing, so still a long way to go. You just got to drive smart and you'll be there at the end of this one.
You never want to be that guy that sets off the big one and wrecks the entire field. And I think we're seeing that a lot, especially mid-pack, with these guys being very careful, taking it patient. But right now, I mean, we're cruising. We're trying to do what we can do. There's a lot going on. Garrett Maines is currently off pace, position number 34. He started on pit road with Jacob, and now you got to think he's in danger of going a lap down. They are very far off pace, man. You know that they predicted a crash, and they just did not get it. So this could, unfortunately, end up hurting them on the long run here if we continue green.
Yeah, the top 33 altogether on the racetrack. Then it's about 14 seconds back to Garrett Maines and Jacob Potak towards the rear of the field. And I apologize if I'm butchering that name. I think it's Potak. That's what we're going to go with here tonight. But you see the drivers getting shuffled up here. Tommy Brandon in the 11 machine finds himself currently back in that 10th spot. He got shuffled out just a little bit there, but it is still Bobby Zielinski, Tucker Minter side by side for the race lead. That's Clampett behind them with the 37 of Hill. Hill trying to get another spot out there. Like I mentioned, he's up nearly 30 spots already. So that's the luxury of Daytona. You don't necessarily need to work hard to get to the front, but you got to drive smart to stay there.
We're seeing Tucker Minster take over the lead, and coming back on the bottom is going to be Bobby Zielinski, who is still getting help from car number 44 on his rear bumper. This thing's looking wild, man. I mean, the entire field from front to back is looking crazy. We got a guy on the apron back there. Somebody's bailing out of it. That's going to be Timmy. He's bailing out of this thing. He said, "You guys are too dangerous. I'm going to the back. You guys can have it." Now, you typically see that when someone gets a little bit afraid that the big one is coming. I've done this multiple times in my sim racing career and dropped to the back, and then they all crashed in front of me. So maybe that's what he's thinking. And you were seeing the action pick up. That's why we're seeing that. The action is picking up at the front.
Yeah, and he's having a little bit of a connection issue here. That's why the Timmy Pacquioli machine fell to about mid-pack there. You can see him still blinking on the wide shot right there, just outside of the frame now. But we'll see if he can get that sorted out. Definitely not something that you want to deal with out here on the racetrack, on a super speedway. You want to have that draft. We're right on board here with Jordan Worth. This guy, he's comical. I love his streams that he does. The bottom split channel over on Twitch. Great job by Jordan, and we're going to ride on board with him here and see what he can do tonight. Playing it safe early on, riding back in position number 33, and tonight he did find himself starting 35th, so hasn't really decided to go forward yet.
So I'm curious, Robert, if you were in this race and you were hanging in the back, what lap do you pull the trigger on and say it's go time? I think I would go with 15, 20 ago.
Yeah, you definitely want to go with about 15 or so, especially I found especially in the next gen, you want to give yourself some extra time to work your way forward. These Xfinity cars, you can go with about 15, pick off a couple spots bit by bit. Definitely don't want to charge all the way to the front right away, but if you can get yourself up around 10th to 12th with maybe 5 to go, grab a couple more spots, you're going to put yourself in prime position to battle for that victory at the end of this. How about you? What would your strategy be here tonight?
I think mine would be to hang around, play it safe, but do not lose the draft. If you lose the draft, you can go a lap down, and you're going to be in danger and ruin your night by taking it too easy. I've done it before. We all have done it before. You take this thing too easy, you will ruin your night and go a lap down. I think you got to hang at the back of this pack, ride it out. There's a chance we go green flag racing to the end. It's not very likely, but there's a high chance we may go green till 30 ago, 20 ago, 5 ago. Right now, we're seeing the leaders side by side up front. These B-Class cars are very unique because you got to be very easy with the bump drafting. If you are in line, inside, outside, realistically, you're not going to move unless you pick up that third group. These drivers know that. These are some of the best drivers on iRacing. They know if they want to move, they got to take it 3 wide, and that's where the danger begins to unfold. What do you think, Chris, about what would be your strategy? When would you pull the trigger and go to the front?
I agree with that strategy, Chris. He's trying to talk to us, but his mic is muted.
Anyway, we'll come back to Chris here. We got Bobby Zawinski on the lead right now, and he is still side by side. These guys are not giving each other an inch, man. They have been side by side for what, 10 laps now? Not giving each other an inch here. I mean, what do you do if you're on the outside? I've been in that position. Typically, you want the guy behind you just to shove, but they can only do so much without taking chances of wrecking you.
Yeah, you definitely got to play it careful. You don't want to get too aggressive early on. Only 15 laps in, and, you know, we went from saying, yeah, the top 10 side by side, everyone else single file. Now we're side by side for about the top 26. So these drivers definitely trying to charge their way forward. And in the last shot, I noticed the 24 of Jimmy Hayden starting to work his way forward, currently up in position number 7 on the outside there in car 24. So watch for him to come alive here in the late stages of this one here tonight. But we're riding on board now with Hayden in that 24, just behind the 23 machine, which of course is the Joseph Armstrong car. Armstrong's been very strong early on, and now these drivers just trying to find that extra little bit to charge their way to that top 5 and maybe challenge for the race lead from Bobby Zawinski, who now takes it over.
Absolutely. I mean, it's getting wild, man. It's getting wild. I don't think any of us thought that we are going to go 16 laps into this green flag racing while seeing some 3-wide racing, while seeing some guys be aggressive and some guys be patient. But you look right now, we talked about earlier how they were single file at the back. Take a look at the back right now. About everyone is double file. From first all the way to position number 27 is double file on this racetrack currently.
Yeah, from Minter back to Pacquioli, we're pretty much all under a, well, we're not going to say a blanket, more like a tarp, as we ride on board here with the 04 machine of Gabriel Wood, currently running in that 13th spot, started back in 21st, has gained a handful of positions out there on the racetrack, slowly but surely picking them off, trying to get towards that top 10 and challenge for a good finish here tonight. But Tucker Minter continuing to lead out front there. He's done a phenomenal job from the drop of the green flag here tonight. Started 11th, now running in that top spot. Actually, Zelensky just edges him out a little bit. They started together just outside the top 10. So these drivers maybe trying to work together a little bit to take control of this one, but again, not teammates. So they are going up against each other here.
The key to Daytona is drive to survive. We all know it. If you ever been in a long league race at Daytona, an NIS race at Daytona or Talladega, you got to survive. You don't want to wreck on lap 18. You got to be there on the white flag. Now, if you're there on the white flag and you're running 15th, guess what? You got a shot to win. You got to be alive come the white flag. It's the only way. And everyone knows that. And we got Chris back. How you feeling about this, Chris?
So what are you guys most surprised about so far?
I think, on my end, I think that everyone is very patient at the beginning. We're seeing a lot of teammate work, and we've seen 3 wide on just the first lap. Now, right now, we're double file all the way back. We see the aggression picking up. I thought they had ride it out a little bit more to this point, but they're just not.
So yeah, I wanted to make a testament to my strategy. So what I think I would be doing at this point is I would be working with my team, right? You can't win the race at lap 19, right? But you can start positioning yourself. So I think at this point, if I'm in one of these teams right now, I'm trying to work together the best I possibly can, right? Position myself as the race gets later so I can make a late run. And I think what you were saying earlier, DLB, as you kind of start getting into that last 15, 20 laps, then maybe you got to get a little more risky, right? Maybe you got to start making some moves. But as of right now, if I'm in a good spot with these two lanes, I'm just going to try to stay with that main pack, and I'm going to try to position myself for later in the race so when I can make a nice run and try to get as many points as I possibly can, right?
Absolutely. They're getting a little bit crazy everywhere in the field. The strategies are all over the place. I mean, the biggest surprise for me is that they are still side by side. I mean, I'm sure after going side by side for as long as these guys have, they have to try something. And we're seeing the outside get a little bit heavier with the bump drafting between Christopher Hill and Tucker. They are definitely shoving a little bit harder now than they have of recent. Just try to clear that bottom. Clearing that bottom is the key here at Daytona. So we're going to take a look at the replay here of Real. Let's see what happened to him on lap number 20. We're going to take a look at that 22 car. As you can see, a little bit loose there, and he's going to go around, locked her down, and saved it. But that was no yellow flag because he did save that race car. Beautiful save. What a talent. I told you, we have some of the best.
He definitely got lucky there not to get collected by Pacquioli, who was just behind him, but now going to have some work to do for the 22 of Kenny Real. He's going to have to charge forward. And, of course, tonight driving for the IDK player team, he's going to need to try to rebound as best as he possibly can, get back up into that fight. And a caution would definitely help him out at this point. But you mentioned Tucker Minter with the 37 machine of Christopher Hill behind him. Those drivers both driving for Casey Kerwin here tonight. So teammates working well together early on, and it's paying off for them. They've basically taken control of the high lane and haven't looked back as of yet.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know when an IDK player picked Real, he said he was sticking with the Real on his team because Real is him. Anyway, he's in danger of going a lap down. You almost spin here at Daytona, you're going to lose all your drafting help, and you're going to be in danger of going a lap down. So I know that is his biggest fear, is will I go a lap down if we keep it green? Because let's be realistic, if we keep going the way that we're going now, we're going to have some cars battling for that lucky dog. Now pay attention to the outside because Tucker is going to the point because they got that outside hauling it going into turn number 1.
So I was going to ask you, is this a testament to the skill of the drivers at this point that we haven't had any incidents? And I mean, that was an amazing save by Kenny Real.
100%. Absolutely. These drivers have shown that they are here for a reason. Of course, had to beat out many other very talented racers to be in this field, and they've absolutely shown it so far here tonight.
How do you guys feel about giving away a hoodie?
I think that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Giving away hoodies right now definitely sounds like a little bit of fun. Them hoodies are fire. Them hoodies are definitely some of the best NASCAR merch we have seen in quite some time. These hoodies look like whole fire suits, man. Can't wait for it. As you take a look at it, car number 91, Kyle Weatherman. You know, I think he's going to have a successful year next year, but that hoodie is definitely looking sharp, as you've seen there on the screen.
So all we're going to need you to do right now is just type in chat, just be active, right? We're going to give this giveaway on lap 28, right? So once we get to lap 28, we're going to be giving away the first hoodie. So all you need to do is type in chat, type whatever you want, as long as you're not cursing us out. And then at lap 28, we're going to pick a winner. So make sure you are in the DriveSmart Warranty stream. Make sure you are at DriveSmart Warranty on YouTube. Go ahead and get active in that chat. And by lap 28, we're going to give away that first hoodie that we showed you. And that thing is sick. Super comfy, and honestly, you're going to want to win twice.
I agree. I got the chat pulled up. I want to see you guys go crazy in that chat. I want to see that chat go crazy. I want to see who wants a hoodie here because we're going to be giving them away. We're always giving away some of the hottest merch in the game here on the DriveSmart channel. We did it last week, and we're doing it again. So it's going to be awesome. Good to see everyone tuned in tonight as we're going to finally see Tucker clear the bottom, but he's going to stick with his teammate as he's definitely being a loyal teammate up front. He had the opportunity to get down, didn't take it because he likes his pusher on his rear bumper. And we're going to go talk to Casey at Kerwin. If we can bring him in, I feel like that would be...
Yeah, I'm really excited to really see what the team leaders are thinking at this point, right? So I can't wait to get Casey's perspective, what he's telling his team right now, and how he feels like his team is doing, right? So let's bring Casey in here and kind of get his perspective.
Casey Kerwin, how you feeling, buddy? You got your cars up front. You picked a talented team. They're working well together. So I got a few questions here. First off, how are you keeping your team this well put together, keeping them working together as a team? And also, how are you operating behind the scenes with all of this?
Yeah, I mean, part of the picking Tucker and Chris, I knew they already worked together really well, as everyone saw them work together to the front. And, you know, Jimmy and Chad are in the channel with them. And Jimmy was able to tag along with them and move forward. So I think we're doing the best in the top 10, I think, from what I could see. So it's looking good so far. And, yeah, hopefully, you know, they're going to work together on pitch strategy and stuff when we get the green flag stops. And obviously it's a little calm right now. So really the major teamwork will be towards the end when it gets crazier. But everyone's doing a good job right now. Hopefully everyone can stay in one piece and be there at the end and have as many cars with a shot at the end as possible.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, you know, you got your championship trophy next to you. We've had this conversation earlier. When you pull the trigger at a track like Daytona, obviously your cars are up front. Do you think it's smart hanging in the back right now, as we're seeing a few of these guys do? Or do you think the plan is to stick up front all the way to the end, or ride it out and see if it gets dangerous, then go to the back?
Yeah, I used to be someone that kind of rode around, and then my mentality's definitely changed the past few years. I feel like you really just got to try and, if you can, get to the front. You know, starting up front helps with that. If you can get to the front and stay there, 100% that's what you should do. Obviously, there's no safe place, but it's so hard to get track position. And you don't want to be late race trying to get back to the front in 25th when it's gridlock 3x3 with nowhere to go. So, yeah, I think if you qualify back there and there's really nowhere to go, it's perfectly fine to ride on the back and just try and kind of wait it out. But if you have the opportunity to get track position early, I think that's definitely the move. And yeah, that's obviously what Tucker and Chris and Jimmy did. So, yeah, we're looking good so far. Hopefully can keep the track position at the end, and hopefully the other guys can work towards the front and be in the hunt at the end as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. You heard it there from Casey at Kerwin as we're watching his cars continue to keep that outside flowing. Thank you so much, Casey, for jumping in.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so we are ready to do the giveaway. So I'm going to have my man in the production go ahead and rip it. Let me know who wins.
I'm excited. Who's going to get a hoodie? I know I see
Ryan Caldwell. Ryan Caldwell, you are the winner of our hoodie.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
So what I'm going to need you to do, Ryan, is you got two options. You either can join DJ EJ's Discord and go ahead and ping him, or go ahead and follow us at Go DriveSmart on Twitter and send me a message, Ryan. But congratulations, and you're going to love that hoodie.
Congratulations, Ryan, man. That's so awesome. Glad to see you snag a W with that one. I think you're going to say nice and cozy this winter. Nice little Christmas gift for Ryan with that one. What a hoodie. What a design on it. That is awesome, as that was our first giveaway of the night.
Well, Ryan was mentioning how he liked to be toasty, so looks like it's going to pay off for him. He's going to get nice and warm once again as we do ride on board here. I believe we're on board with Garrett Maines. You know, they started on pit road trying to work their way just to stay consistent, stay safe at this point. Nearly 30 seconds back of the leader, but we have to be approaching that point where the drivers are starting to think about that pit stop. We're 31 laps into it, and not sure how much fuel they have, but I don't think it could be too much more.
Absolutely, the fuel mileage is cutting it short, but what I'm looking at is Garrett Maines, Jacob, Kenny Rurl. They are in massive danger of going a lap down. If they do, it may be game over for a few of them, unfortunately.
And the field has split a little bit there. As you see that second pack, that is from Timmy Pacquioli all the way back through to Nate Stewart. We saw Stewart start up at the front earlier on tonight, then decided to take the smart route, drop down to the inside, and work his way to safety. But currently leading the way, Bobby Zielinski. He's done a nice job here tonight, trying to continue to lead this thing up until we get to that pit stop, which should be coming up shortly. And of course, Zielinski, he's got the green on board that machine. That indicates that he is driving for the Raw Gator machine, or Raw Gator team tonight. And I'm not seeing too much green up there with him. So he's just trying to work with absolutely whoever he can at this point.
And that really just goes to show the talent, but he doesn't even need help up there, and he's taking the lead with this thing.
Yeah, I think the next closest teammate for him is Corey Abbott. He's about just outside the top 10, up on the high side there, trying to work his way forward. Track temperature, as you can see at the top of the screen, has gone up 127 degrees Fahrenheit. That is hot.
So I'm thinking we're within 10 laps of making green flag pit stops. They're not going to make it too much longer. I'm sure a lot of them are trying to back it up here. Maybe they're waiting for a crash, but I'm thinking green flag pit stops are on the way. And obviously when they come in, tires are out of question. You're going to lose too much time taking tires. You need to come in and take fuel only, and fuel only is what they're going to do. I don't think we're going to see anyone take tires throughout the field.
Our big indicator for when they do opt to come down pit road will be when that high side starts to dissipate a little bit and those drivers fall down to the inside, get set for that green flag pit stop. You may see someone like Tucker Minter start to fall back a little bit, try to find a hole on the inside, because that inside lane has been very uniform so far tonight. Hasn't really given many opportunities for these drivers to fall down to the inside, but we'll see what happens. I do believe we're within 10 laps, like you said, as we're going to try to talk to Gator, see what his team's up to here. But Bobby Zielinski continuing to lead.
Absolutely. You heard it there. We're going to try to get a word with Raw Gator as he's going to jump in here momentarily. That's going to be fun, man. I mean, I just wonder if you're one of these team leaders, what's the behind-the-scene work really look like right now? And we're going to catch up with Raw Gator. Welcome, Raw Gator in the building. So, my first question for you is, behind the scenes, how are you keeping your team together?
Well, a lot of my team did elect to kind of be in their own channels with their spotters. I did notice that for our team specifically, you know, our drivers are some of the only drivers that are using spotters for this race, which I'm really proud of them for. And it's, you know, paying off pretty well. We got Bobby in the lead, some guys hanging out in the back of this big pack, and we're almost getting ready for pit stops.
So, obviously, it's been an exciting race. You're up front right now with Bobby leading this thing. I mean, he doesn't have any teammates in range. He's working with pretty much anyone near him until they get up there. But my question is, when we get down to the end, when do the guys farther in the back pull the trigger and say, I need to cut it 3 wide and go to the front?
You know, it just depends on how confident they are. There's a few guys out of reach that have lost the main initial pack, so they're going to need a caution, I'm afraid. But I think we'll get one at some point, whether it's with 5 to go, with 2 to go. I believe there will be a caution. There's no way this goes green flag all the way. It just depends on their confidence levels, and I talked to them all before, and they seem pretty confident, so I have confidence in them.
Absolutely. And how you feeling being a team leader here for the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge? Is there any anxiety, or are you just laser focused and we're up front, or this year have fun?
You know, it's been fun for me because I'm not on the track. You know, I used to do these things. I raced in like the iRacing college series, and I was out on the track, and it was a little more stressful, but this is a lot of fun. I'm just rooting my guys on.
Raw Gator, this is Chris with DriveSmart. So I have a very important question to ask you, right? So let's say you win and you're the influencer that goes to Daytona. Are we talking steak dinner, sushi dinner, or do you want to do barbecue?
Can't really go wrong with steak, but I do like barbecue. If there's also a way to get like a brisket or something, that would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I would go for.
Okay, so I really hope you win then. You can
Me too.
a whole brisket with you, my friend.
That'd be amazing.
You heard it there from Raw Gator. Thank you so much for dropping by, Raw Gator, as we're approaching the halfway marker.
Man, when I went down to Daytona, we had to hit up the barbecue joint. Unfortunately, the brisket was dry, so it wasn't as good as we were expecting. But man, whoever goes down there is gonna have one heck of a party with Chris. That's for sure.
Robert,
Landon Huffman said he wants to go to a party.
Dry brisket is an absolute sin.
I 100% agree. It's got to be dripping wet, and it's got to be just phenomenal. But I hope wherever you guys end up, they got good brisket for you.
Absolutely. I mean, Daytona this sounds like such a blast. But back to the action. On track, we have seen Bobby Zielinski clear the top groove. Finally, as it's going to pull right back, you really don't get an opportunity to clear them for very long. So it's important to make them lane changes as soon as you get the opportunity.
That's exactly it. With Daytona, you're really going to have to take your opportunities as soon as they present themselves. The lanes are absolutely going to close up very quickly. Any gap that you see is probably not going to be there when you decide to go down unless you're going right away, as we do ride on board here with Nathan Keister in the 53 machine leading the second pack. That second group does find themselves about 7.5 seconds back from the race leader, actually 8.5 behind. So they're going to have some work to do. They're going to need to take advantage maybe of the pit sequence that should be coming up momentarily, as we are halfway at this point, 40 down, just 41 laps to go. Tucker Minter just edging out Bobby Zielinski, currently up on the high side, but he's going to be looking for an opportunity to drop down here shortly and get set for his pit stop.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said it there, pit stops are on the way. So a question for both Robert and Chris here. What team are you most impressed with? Right now, I think I'm very impressed with Casey Kerwin's team.
Yeah, I would definitely have to say I'm very impressed with what Kerwin's team has done thus far.
Here we go!
Cars on the high side. There we go. Minter dropping to the inside. He's getting set to come down pit road here shortly, as he wouldn't be ditching his teammate there otherwise. As you can see, that top line starting to dissipate here. That bottom lane getting bigger and bigger. We're getting set to pit here within the next handful
You know what
of
it
laps.
looks like to me? It looks like he's slamming on the brakes and letting his teammate get down. He backed up the entire bottom and let his teammate get down in front of him.
That's teamwork right there.
Pit road. Let's see if anyone gets ran over here. They're smoking the tires in deep. Woo! I don't know if they're going to make it, man. Oh, wow. They made it. Let's see if anyone's sped. They smoked the tires coming up pit road. You got to think that's going to be tire wear, because we said they may not be taking tires here. I don't think it's smart to take tires here. It's going to be interesting. Almost overslid the pit box, but as you know, these guys are pros and they made it in quick. Now will tires be the way to go? We're seeing tires going to 83. Bobby Zielinski.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting tires to come into play here, but looks like everyone up on jacks here trying to get some fresh tires. Looks like the 37 machine is going to jump forward. That is Christopher Hill. He's going to jump over Bobby Zielinski. Zielinski not having the best of entries into his pit box. It looks like he stopped a little bit shallow and then had to hit that gas pedal once again to get into his box. The second group staying out on the racetrack. This could be an opportunity for them to gain a little bit of ground on the drivers that have absolutely dominated here thus far tonight. That's Joseph Armstrong on the inside leading the charge currently, with Colin Bowden, Zach Hall, Eric Heater, and Jimmy Hayden the top 5 as they run. I'd expect these drivers to be hitting pit road any moment now, as they don't want to get too far off that pit strategy.
Armstrong just put in the chat, pitting this time. You're going to see him try and make it in. He is driving for IDK player. Will he smoke the tires? Hands are out the windows. Nate Snort is coming. They're all coming in here. We got 5 of them coming in. And let's see, we got some more there in the back. They are not going to smoke the tires as bad. That tells me that they are not trying to take tires here, as Armstrong is going to be the first one to hit the pits in this wave.
Group number 2 coming down pit road. Somebody just locked those tires up heavily. I believe that was the 86 of Timmy Pacquioli. Might have been speeding coming down pit road. There's we're on board here with Joseph Armstrong wrapping up his pit stop. Looks like he's going to take 4 fresh Goodyear tires, some fuel, and head back onto the racetrack. Cale McClenny has taken over the race lead in car 07, but he's taking a pit road. And I think he might have come alone.
I think Ryan Moyer actually missed his pit box as he just drove straight through it. He's currently in the 18th position. It's interesting. I don't know if he made it or if he got a penalty and bailed on it. Either way, it doesn't look like he got in. Oh, we got a big wave on pit road right now. A lot of them coming in.
Yeah, looks like we have a fair bit of drivers trying to come back out onto the racetrack. That apron here at Daytona, not necessarily the easiest to navigate, can get very slippery for these drivers if they throttle up too quick.
Car parked in turn 2.
Yeah, not sure who that was. That was the 84, like you mentioned. That's Case Collenbeck with issues. Looks like he's going to be slow to get back up to speed. Not sure what happened to him.
He spun on his own coming off pit road. He saved it and continued.
Here comes Falkingham down pit road. He's going to pit alone. That's unfortunate for him as he does not have any of his teammates with him there on pit road.
I believe this is going to put Logan Crampett back to the lead. Going to be interesting to see how this is going to shake up.
Falkingham still holding the lead, just now getting passed, I do believe, by Logan Clampett. Clampett actually still a good bit back. Falkingham stayed out the extra lap there.
Getting wild back here. They are 3 wide. The pack is charging hard. This is what's going to become of the lead. It looks like Tucker is going to retake it as them 2 Casey Kerwin cars are hooked back up. Falkingham trying to merge right in front of him. It's going to be close. I don't think he's going to have the momentum or have the speed, but this is the action we have been waiting for here at Daytona. The battle for the lead is on off turn number 2. Here comes the bottom groove. Colin Bolden is going to go to the point here, and Falkingham is going to be at a dead stop by the time they get to him.
Yes, they catch up to Daniel Falkingham. I've noticed now a ton of blue cars coming into the picture. That is the DJEJ team has now worked their way into a good position with just 35 laps to go. We've gotten through what should be the only pit stop of the afternoon as Logan Clampett, Colin Bowden battling it out for the race lead. They got their teammates up there around them, but not necessarily with them at this point, as looks like we're going to have a change at the top. It's Tucker Minter now leading the high side. He's got the 37 of Christopher Hill just behind him as Bowden drops to the inside. We're about to be 3 wide for the race lead.
It's getting tight. It's getting wild. This is it. The crash is incoming, and we all know it. So, DJ's cars, the blue cars on the bottom, they are lined up. 3 of them right there lined up, and they're just trying to stay connected and stay bumper to bumper as they are 3 wide off turn number 4.
That is 5 DJEJ cars on the inside together as Chris is going to jump in here. Chris, what you got for us, buddy?
Well, I was going to say, you guys gave a lot of credit to Casey Kerwin's team. They're doing great. But if you look at DJEJ's strategy, I mean, that entire team is moving like a train. That's like super, super impressive as we start to get to some of these later laps. And like, man, they're putting a run on right now. So they're definitely dangerous. It's a team to watch right now.
You're absolutely right. And these are drivers that haven't necessarily worked together in the past. Now working together like a well-oiled machine. You have Daniel Smallwood controlling the quickest line on the racetrack right now. And you have Logan Clampett down on the bottom. If they can get a car up to the high side, they can absolutely take control of this racetrack right now, lock it down, and basically force people to go 4 wide if they want to get by them.
So this is what I'm worried about. We see them there, 3 wide. Well, we got a line of lap traffic coming up very soon. They're going to catch them in the next 6 to 7 laps. If they're already 3 wide, you know what that means. We're going to see 4 wide. This is where the danger begins.
Yeah, the danger level definitely climbing up here as we're getting through the middle stage of today's race. 32 laps to go. You see the DJEJ cars up there, but you also see that 37 machine of Christopher Hill. He's climbing back up on the high side. Not too much help behind him here, just 3 cars up on that top lane, but he does have help from Bobby Zielinski and Jimmy Hayden. We'll see what the 3 cars can do up there on that top lane, and maybe they can clear the middle and drop down and start leading this thing once again.
Mile per hour range is well over 190. These guys are running inches apart. One wrong bump and it's game over. Your day's done. You gotta think that's at the back of their heads right now.
Yeah, these drivers definitely thinking how they can drive smart through this middle portion of today's race. Want to work their way forward without driving too hard here, as we do have a battle for the race lead. We're 3 wide. We got 2 DJEJ cars and a Casey Kerwin machine. Up on the high side is Daniel Smallwood leading the way in car number 33.
I'm telling you, the patience are gone. They're out the window. There is no more patience. That outside says it's go time. The middle is possibly the most dangerous position to be in. They're just trying to hold it all at bay and not run into anyone. That bottom groove, they want to shove it up to the front because they know it's going to be hard to get around them on that bottom groove. So you're seeing all the DJ machines lined up down there, and that's their strategy. But as they're side by side for the lead, we got a different leader every single corner. You're seeing it now. You see Smallwood come right back, almost contact, and they're all gonna hang on to it, man, as the middle just washed up and nearly wiped out the outside groove. The top is definitely doing a great job trying to pin these guys down because that's where they're gaining time at, because they're trying to get the middle of Bell out of the throttle.
You saw what looked almost like an accordion effect there. The middle lane getting absolutely collapsed on from the bottom, from the top. Everyone just closing in. They want to race as tight as they possibly can. Use that bit of side draft to charge forward as we do ride on board here with the Braden Muvik machine. That's the 42, currently running in position number 6. He started back in 30th. What a gain by this driver here tonight as he's riding behind Logan Clampett down there on the inside, trying to take himself and Clampett out front, as they're doing a great job working together here on that DJEJ team.
I told you, my fear is the lap traffic. Well, the lap cars are now pretty much on the same straightaway as the leaders. So, as they're 3 wide, I told you that means 4. These leaders see that, and they're going to... Oh, here we go! They're going around. The first crash of the day is going to be set off in turn number 2. The DJ cars has went around. They're stacking in. Put the yellow flag out.
The first caution of the day. We were just riding on board with that 42 machine of Muvik. We'll see what kind of damage these guys have. I really don't think they have too much at this point, as it seemed like a fairly innocent slide for these drivers, but unfortunate. The DJEJ team was looking so good there, now having to work their way back towards the front as we load up the Maconi Entertainment replay machine. There's Logan Clampett down on pit road.
Wide, going into turn number 1, and I don't know, was it a bump trap gone wrong, or did he lose it on his own?
I think he might have clipped the apron a little bit there. The apron, if you get it, it can definitely send these cars around, as the 25 also goes for a slide in that one. That's, I'm not sure who that one is.
Big winner in this are all them cars that are about to go a lap down. They caught the miracle they wanted. Looks like he got loose. Murphy got loose right there. He went around. Luckily, nobody got serious damage. I mean, everything appears to be repairable. Nothing bad. Nobody took engine damage off that. Nobody's day is done. But this is a nice little reset here on lap number 54 of 80, as we got 27 laps remaining.
So
yeah,
this is like a great time for us to give away a hoodie. Now, I wanted to give a hoodie away so bad, but when they were 3 wide racing for the lead, it was like, oh my God, this is so action-packed and intense. So why don't we get everybody going in chat, right? You come to the DriveSmart Warranty YouTube channel if you want to enter. All you have to do is type in chat, and we're going to give away another one of those sick hoodies.
Absolutely, you heard it there. We're giving away a hoodie. We're gonna make the chat go wild here. If you want to win a hoodie, type in the chat right now, and you got an opportunity to take home this bad boy.
So now
Those hoodies look awesome.
Now that we have a second, why don't we talk about what the rest of these events are? So next Thursday, we're going to be racing again. If I'm right, it's Dover, right? Can we bring the schedule up?
Yep, we got Dover coming up, the Monster Mile, which is a very wild track. That monster will eat you up. That is going to be on December 21st. On January the 4th, we're going to be taking over at Nashville Super Speedway, and then Indianapolis for the Brickyard on January the 11th, and then on the 18th of January, we're going to be taking over Homestead, Miami. That's going to be a 90-lap event, so we got an action-packed schedule from start to finish here with the DriveSmart to Daytona.
And then the other event we have coming up tomorrow is going to be the DriveSmart California 500, and that's going to be hosted by our team leader, IDK player. We're really, really excited about that. The winner of the event is going to take home $500, so $1 a mile, you know, but we're really, really excited about that, and we're going to be doing more giveaways in that stream, so make sure that you are following, subscribing, liking IDK players so you can be a part of the action too. And then last thing to say is I know we are past that 40th lap, but I am wishing a great luck to everybody who entered the DriveSmart to Daytona Fantasy Challenge. It's easy. It was free to enter. All you got to do is pick your 6 favorite drivers, and you got a chance of winning part of a $300 prize pool. So good luck to everybody who entered that event.
Now, DLB, did you get your fantasy lineup in before this one? I know I definitely did.
I missed mine, unfortunately.
Oh, come
I should have
on.
jumped into it. I didn't think I was eligible to take home the cash.
I don't know if you're eligible, but we still could have played along.
We're going to take a commercial break.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
And we are back with the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge. You see here, the pace car is coming back in. Logan Crampett is up front. Hope everyone's having an amazing night. We got 25 laps remaining in this event. It's going to be a fun one. The pace car has hit pit road, and it's time for Logan to fire off when he's ready. This is it. It's going to get crazy from here on out, and the green flag is waving in the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge. Who's going to win? 25 remaining at the line. Laps are winding down.
Yeah, and speaking of winning, stay active over in the DriveSmart YouTube chat for your chance to win a hoodie. Logan Clampett leads the way down there on the inside, up on the top. Actually, that's Clampett, I believe, Yes, clamp it down on the bottom. Daniel Smallwood up on the high side as we go side by side. 3 wide coming from the back of that top 15 or so. Drivers trying to start working their way forward. 24 laps remaining. It's just about go time for some of these guys. And for those DLB that started on pit road, they've had the opportunity to basically hit that reset and get back with the field and put themselves in play here tonight to charge for that win as we ride on board with Garrett Maines, who did start on pit road. And well, Garrett currently finds himself running in that 19th position. So Garrett Maines right back in it.
Seeing it there. One thing I'm taking a note of, 4 IDK player cars are now lined up on the top group. I've seen they try to get organized here as soon as we drop the green flag, and that's exactly what they did. Up front, we're seeing the outside come back here, and we're going to get a lead change as Daniel Smallwood is going to go to the point there.
So now that we got a little bit of, I was a little worried about the restart, as anybody should have been, right? But we had no accidents. So let's go ahead and give away that hoodie. My production guy, go ahead and hit it. And it looks like the Nathan Cook, you are the winner of a DriveSmart hoodie. I'm going to need you to do one of 2 things. You either got to go into DJ Yeejay's Discord and go ahead and ping him, or follow us on Twitter, go ahead and send me a message, and we'll make sure we get you your hoodie, sir.
I'll tell you what, the DLB viewer base is eating these hoodies up, man. We're 2 for 2 tonight. It's amazing. Thank you, everyone who's tuning in. This is crazy. We're having fun. Giving away some hoodies. Nathan Cook got a hoodie. Man, this is awesome. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you all
Nathan's
for
been
here tonight.
Nathan's been bringing the heat in the YouTube chat as well. Very active, talking about brisket and toast and just about everything else. As we're 3 wide for the race lead, 3 by 3 by 3 by lots of threes as everyone wants to go to the front now. We're seeing just about every team represented in this front pack as everyone wants a shot at the lead, but it's Tucker Minter up on the high side taking control of this one. He's going to drop down now after he gets a big push by the 39 of Daniel Falkingham. The battle's on for the lead as Minter gets a little bit sideways, nearly an incident with Bobby Zielinski.
How are they holding on to this thing, man? Somebody's going to get burned, and it's going to happen in front of the whole field. Watch out, because it's coming soon. When they got down to nearly 20 ago, they said, all right, it's go time. I'm putting it all on the line, and I don't care who I take with me.
I got to give credit to what Apollo just said in the YouTube chat, saying he sees no way that this ends well. I agree with you. This is a lot of cars in a very tight space, and we only have 20 laps to go. Everyone wants the lead, but right now it's Daniel Falkingham for Ryan Vargas's team out front as Tucker Minter going to charge back up through the middle. That's Logan Clampett down on the inside. Everyone wants a turn to lead this one. They're all going to get their name on that sheet as leading the lap here tonight is Zielinski all over that rear end of Tucker Minter up through the middle.
I'm not going to lie, this is about to be a Daytona junkyard. We just seen Daniel Falkingham almost go around last time by. He got so sideways after the bump behind him, it was almost game over for every single car in the field. When they're 3 wide like this, there's nowhere to hide. When that one person gets one bad hit, they're all done. And we almost just seen it. So that has me in a little bit of fear that it's coming here with 19 remaining.
Yeah, one thing that I've noticed here, a couple drivers we haven't really seen up at the front so far have worked their way up there. Pushing Daniel Falkingham currently is the 34 of Jaden Kratacci. We have not seen him up front as of yet. Now he finds himself up in that battle as we ride on board with him here. You can see he's trying to push the Daniel Falkingham machine. Watch for Falkingham maybe to try to clear down. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do so as Minter and the 33 of Smallwood charge back on the inside. That is getting very tight. The accordion effect coming into play once again as everyone collapsing on each other up here. Everyone is so hungry. They want this win. 19 to go, and it's Daniel Falkingham leading. Actually 18 now. Falkingham up top, Daniel Smallwood on the bottom, and Tucker Minter up through the middle.
We got a good 20 cars, 3x3x3 right now. What can possibly go wrong with this? These guys are hungry, man. They want to go to Daytona. They want the recognition. They want to put their name out there. They want to make their team leader proud. They want to tell their team leader, hey, you picked the right guy. Daniel Buckingham is going to drop down to the middle as he's going to clear car number 10. Will he commit all the way to the bottom? He's going to get stuck in the middle, and he's going to get a bump from the car behind him.
Kratacci nearly gets sideways there with a push from Daniel Mosteller up on the high side. The 34, Jaden Kratacci now going to lead that high lane as we saw Falkingham drop down to the middle. That's Smallwood on the bottom with help from Logan Clampett. So a bit of a shuffle amongst these drivers as the top side starting to fall back just a little bit here. Bobby Zelensky going to clear himself, and Tucker Minter going up to the top. They're going to ditch Daniel Falkingham as Falkingham now going to get help up through the middle. We'll see if he can battle back, but Tucker Minter, Daniel Smallwood, and Daniel Falkingham 3 wide for the lead as the 26 machine coming up through the middle. That's Colin Bowden. Bowden, you typically see him in the 69 machine run the 26 tonight, and he's pushing that Falkingham machine. As you can see, Falkingham just had a handful of that steering wheel.
Is insanity. You know, the viewers are getting their entertainment worth a look out, because we're going to see Daniel Falkingham now clear the bottom groove.
Don't look now. Up to 5th place, Garrett Maines. We saw him all the way at the back of the field, about 15 seconds off the lead, even more actually earlier on. Now he's taking that Rock Gator team up towards the front. Garrett Maines has arrived on scene, and he's ready to push Tucker Minter out to the race lead. We'll see what they can do. Actually, I do apologize. I got that team mixed up. It's Maines up through the middle, driving for the purple group, and I do believe
Smallwood just had a big bobble up turn number 4. I can't believe
that's IDK's team, the purple team, with Garrett Maines up through the middle.
Seeing them moving. I mean, they're getting formed up. Everyone's getting formed up. And at this point, we talked about teammates working together. I don't think we're going to see it come. Oh, here we go. Oh, they're wrecking down the back straight away. The number 32 is going to go around, and they're all going to stack in behind them. This is the big one at Daytona. Multiple cars involved. Most of them missed it. That could have been ugly, and they're still stacking in.
That was a big one there. We'll see who's been able to make it through. I'm seeing a couple of DJEJ cars involved in that one. I do believe Logan Clampett was involved. He was pretty dominant here early on. Now has to fall to the rear. We'll take a look here on the Maconi Entertainment replay machine, and well, everyone's in it.
Look at how many cars went down to the grass to avoid it.
Wow, that one of the Casey Kerwin cars decided he was going to go all the way down to the inside wall to try to miss that one. We're going to see if we can grab another camera angle of that incident. It just develops really, really quickly here, guys, and numerous cars involved. Just about every team having a couple of cars in that one. As we ride on board towards the tail of the incident, you just see cars sliding everywhere. This is Aaron Smith in the 70 machine as he gets into the side of Daniel Smallwood, and that takes 2 of the DJEJ cars out in one shot.
With that much smoke, you can't see what's ahead. I mean, a lot of them try a Days of Thunder it. A lot of them try to lock it down. That's what we just seen with Aaron. He tried to lock it down. Just nowhere to go. Too many moving race cars, and unfortunately got wrecked out of this thing. Now, what we're seeing up front is Colin Bowden. Up front, he gets to the lead. Daniel Falkingham is in position number 2. Tucker Minster is in position number 3. Everything just got shuffled up front, and I don't think this race has even begun yet. Laps are winding down. When we take the green flag, we may have 10 to 11 laps remaining. It's crazy. We just lost a lot of the top competitors just like that.
Now we're going to see the guys that haven't necessarily been up front have an opportunity. Actually, I believe Clampett was able to clear that incident and get through just fine. So lucky for him. not collected in that incident, but we'll see who comes back out, who stays on the racetrack here momentarily when we do get set to go green. But like you mentioned, Colin Bowden leading the way over Daniel Falkingham, Tucker Minter, Logan Clampett, and Bobby Zelensky, the top 5, followed by Mitch Trunowski, Jaden Kratacci, Christopher Hill, Joseph Armstrong, and Daniel Mosteller, the top 10 as they run. So quite the variety of drivers up there inside the top 10. We've seen some up there throughout the event, and some have kind of been playing it safe, as now we're gonna have to dig. We're gonna be about 10 laps to go. It's go time for everybody.
There's no more playing it safe. There's no more hanging in the back. If you're in the back right now, that strategy goes out the window. You didn't come here to finish 30th. You didn't come here to finish 20th. If you're happy up a top 10, you'll take a top 10. But everyone wants to win. This is Daytona. This is a big stage here tonight. The pressure is mounting, and I think we're going to see it.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are competing for not only a trip to Daytona if they win, but their entire team is competing for $3,500, right? So when you start getting down to these laps, right, with 13 to go, and when they come out of caution, there's a little more pressure, right? Like, it's not at lap 1 anymore. Now we got 13 laps to go, right, and we're under caution. There's a lot of pressure on these drivers to try to perform because you want to make an impact. And like you were referring to earlier, Robert, you know, not everybody is great on some of the shorter tracks. So some people want to go and make their mark at Daytona, and it's going to be really interesting to see as we close in towards the finish what drivers start doing to reposition themselves and get as many points as they possibly can for their team and themselves as we finish this race out.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The drivers are going to look for every opportunity they possibly can as we see some crazily damaged cars coming back onto the racetrack there, just coming out to finish. But you need to maximize your good days to minimize the damage from your bad days in a series like this. That's always been my approach when it comes to a series where maybe I'm not so strong on certain tracks. So it'll be interesting to see who can take advantage of the adversity here tonight, find their way towards victory lane or a very strong finish, and that could set them up for a really strong season here.
Here's my thing. I don't think that was the last yellow flag we're going to see here today. We're approaching 11 to go when we take the green flag. They're double file. The pace lights are off. We're coming to get the green flag this time by. If you're in that driver's seat, what you're thinking about right now is what can go wrong and what can go right. Like you said, they got to dig, and digging sometimes means taking it 3 wide and taking chances, especially on a super speedway track. There is no patiently ride it out and hope for the best come the end. It's you got to drop the hammer, and you got to do it now. There's no more time. You got to take them 3 wide. This is when you get as close to the wall as you can and hope for the best.
That's exactly it. You have to go for it now. There's no more hanging back. It's just time to go and gain everything you possibly can. And for all of you following along in the YouTube chat over on the DriveSmart channel, who do you got taking the victory in this thing? We're going to be going green with about 11 laps to go. Who's taking the win, and is this the last caution?
So let me ask you a question real quick. So if you're a team leader at this point, what are you telling your team? And then more importantly, if you're towards the front of the field, are you playing for yourself? Are you playing for your team? What are you guys thinking?
That's a tough question because, you know, a lot of these team leaders, they're new to it. Are they going to get in there and say, everyone work together, work together, work together? Or are they going to say, go for the win, make me proud? I think I'll be telling my team to work together. The green flag is out. We've seen a big bobble there by Colin Bowden. He's going to go up and block the top. Look out. He's blocking the field up front. They're getting aggressive. Will he jump back down to the bottom? The bottom groove is going to try to pick up. The bottom groove is opened. He threw the block on Tucker Minster just like that. Now he's going to jump down to the bottom and defend that bottom groove.
Yeah, Colin Bowden dives down to the inside. My strategy at this point would be everyone just go for it. If we're going to wait for each other, try to work our way up, I think we're going to increase our risk of possibly getting involved in an incident. So if we have everyone going for it from different positions, we maximize our opportunity to maybe grab a victory here. But Bobby Zelensky down on the inside, trying to hold off a hard-charging Colin Bowden, who's worked his way back to the high side. He's got Tucker Minter and Daniel Falkingham behind him, as it looks like a third lane developing up top, just 2 cars. Not sure that they're going to be able to get there, though. It's Daniel Mossler and Joseph Armstrong from the IDK player team trying to get up there, see what they can do with 10 laps to go. It's Colin Bowden out front.
Train is forming for that third group. They're just asking for help right now. Big block from Colin Bowden as he's going to slam the door on Bobby Zielinski. Just like that, they're 3 wide in the back. Everyone's trying to buckle up, hang in there, and hope for the best. We are coming to just 9 laps remaining. Blocking is getting big up front. Just who is going to get turned for blocking? Go, here we go. Big block all the way up to the third groove. It's getting nuts right now.
That's the 37 of Christopher Hill up on the high side. He has Johnson and Mosteler behind him. They're trying to work their way forward now, building up that third lane. They're going to try to get a bit of draft as that's the 7 in the middle. Mitch Strunowski slides up a little bit, nearly makes contact with that high lane as Tucker Minter, the next car to beat here, as they're going to try to grab a little bit of draft from the rear of his car and the 26 of Bowden as Minter jumps up to the high side. Tucker Minter gonna try to get by Colin Bowden and Bobby Zielinski. They're gonna be 3 wide for the race lead once again, coming to just 8 laps to go. Zielinski leads at the line, but I don't think we're done wrecking as of yet, as everyone on top of each other here.
Outside's gonna go to the point. I told you guys the outside is the way to go. If you want a ticket to the front, you're going high right now. I think more guys is going to get to the outside until it gets clogged or becomes a crash, because that's where you're gonna gain the positions at. But we're seeing the 2 Casey Kerwin cars work so well together. Unfortunately, both of them are not going to be able to get down, but one of them did, and that was Tucker Minster.
Yeah, Minter gets back to the middle lane ahead of Colin Bowden. On the bottom, still Bobby Zielinski with help from Logan Clampett. They're going to try to work their way forward down on the bottom. They've done a great job here tonight. Both of those drivers have been out front most of the evening, as well as Tucker Minter, as Minter doing a great job working that middle lane. He may try to take his teammate with him. That's the 37 machine once again of Christopher Hill. We'll see if they can team back up. He slides up just a little bit there. Almost thought he was going to jump up top, but not quite able to do it here, as we're going to come to 6 to go this time. You can see the push is getting a little bit harder there. Colin Bowden trying to put his car into the trunk of Tucker Minter's machine, as we're going to come around to just 6 to go. It's Zielinski on the bottom, Minter in the middle, and Christopher Hill up top.
So the thing about these B-class cars is when you push a little bit too hard, it almost lifts up the back bumper. They have a very small spoiler on the back, and when that happens, you just have no traction and you go around. So that's why you gotta be so careful with bump drafting with these very race cars, because it gets a little bit tough. We got cars exiting pit road, but still, it's starting to dial back a little bit as Bobby Dowinski is going to clear the top, but they're coming right back with Tucker. Whoa, here we go, the 86 round, and this is going to be a huge one at Daytona.
Oh my God.
They are stacking them in. They're around. Oh, a lot of good cars involved in that one.
That was a big one there, as they continue to wreck. Multiple cars involved this time. Zielinski able to clear that one, stay ahead of it, but we'll have to see who still has a shot, as many cars just got collected.
Now we're looking at overtime here from Daytona, which is just going to make everything a little bit more crazy. A lot of good cars involved in that one, man. A lot of them. I mean, you can only go 3x3x3 for so long. We're going to take a look at the replay here. Let's see what happened.
Watching the replay here, we'll see what we can gather. As you mentioned, the field 3x3x3 well, everyone's 3 at this point in the race, as it looks like we're going to have one on the inside. I believe it's the 86 machine. Step sideways. They make a little bit of contact towards the middle there. That's the 7 car involved in that one. Mitch Strunowski gets collected from the middle, and the rest of the field just goes around. That was a big hit right there.
They wrecked it all the way in a turn. That wreck started on the back straightaway and continued all the way to turn number 3 and 4.
So since we're about to get into this last caution, I mean, honestly, the racing was crazy. When you're going 3 wide, that deep, everybody's fighting for points, everybody's fighting for position, right? And we knew it was going to happen, right? We've been talking about it all night. You look at chat, they've been saying the same thing, right? So I think right now would be a good time to give a hoodie because, like, honestly, one of these drivers are probably feeling really, really cold if they got collected, so they probably want to warm up for a little bit. As you look at the 86 car, he just kind of gets into his back quarter, right? And then he starts spinning out. So I think now's a good time to cover these guys up. So if you could just be active in chat, we're right here on the DriveSmart Warranty YouTube channel. Go ahead and be active, and we're going to go ahead and give away another hoodie.
Absolutely, it's go time. Time to give away some more Fire DriveSmart merch. If you're in the chat, be active because any of you guys that can win one of these hoodies, all you got to do is type something in the DriveSmart chat, and we're going to give one of you guys a hoodie here. Beautiful merch. One of you is going to be taking this home. This is going to be the 3rd hoodie giveaway of the night. We just keep them coming, keep them coming. I see you guys active in the chat. Just start spamming the chat right now, and that will enter you with a shot to win a hoodie. One of you lucky chat commenters are going to win it here, so it's going to be exciting to see who gets that done. And also, let us know who you think is going to win this race here today for the DriveSmart event at Daytona.
Yeah, it's cool to see the chat lighting up for a hoodie. Also really cool to see some merch for the Mario Gosselin team, the 91 of Kyle Weatherman. It's I always love supporting Mario and his group. They do a lot with very little, and it's they're gonna have a good shot at Daytona. I think they're one of those underdog teams that always seems to find their way towards the front.
Absolutely. Heavy viewership here tonight with over 75 tuned in live on the DriveSmart Warranty YouTube channel. So, I mean, it's been an amazing night. We've been giving away some cool stuff. We've been bringing you guys some entertainment here with the racing action. These drivers have been putting it all on the table. And look at that. We're coming to 3 remaining. I told you we may be opening the door for overtime, and I think that's exactly what we are going to do. How many overtime attempts do we have here tonight?
We do have, I believe it's up to 3 green-white checkered attempts this evening. And I don't know. We may end up using more than one of them. As you know, intensity absolutely gonna fly through the roof here. As let's take a look here at the top 10 as they run. Bobby Zelensky leading the way over Tucker Minter, Logan Clampett, Christopher Hill just behind them, Colin Bowden and Jaden Kratachi, followed by Daniel Falkingham, Joseph Armstrong, Daniel Mosteler, and Braden Muvik round out the top 10. We saw that 42 machine of Muvik go around a little bit earlier as we ride on board here with Doug Newbigging just outside that top 10. A couple of drivers that we haven't really seen towards the front. They've arrived on scene and they are ready to go. As the lights are off on the pace car, we're going to get set to go green for a green-white checkered attempt here.
I believe this is a natural
green-white checker. That's right.
2 laps to go when we take the green flag. It's going to be a natural green-light checkered. So if they do manage to crash before getting to lap 80, we are going to go into overtime. But I think there's a good chance we'll make it to the white flag.
Since the action is about to heat up here, why don't we give away that last hoodie? Go ahead and rip it.
Let's get it.
And it looks like we have a Cody Reed. Cody Reed, congratulations. You just won a hoodie. You need to do one of 2 things. Either go to DJ EJ's Arca Farm Discord and go ahead and ping him, or go follow DriveSmart on Twitter and send us a message. Congratulations. All this action is about to heat up, guys. I'm super excited.
Absolutely exciting.
Let's get it. We got 2 laps remaining. We got 80 tuned in on the DriveSmart channel. It's go time here from Daytona. This is what we've been waiting for. From the very start of this race, we've been talking about how they've been shaping up for the end, and all you got to do is make it to the white flag. Well, we're here, buddy. We're here at the white flag. We got 2 to go. Just will they make it to the white before the yellow flag drops? The pace car is about to be headed to pit road. Bobby Zelensky is going to be leading them to get the green flag. He has been up front throughout most of the race, and he's there now. Can he keep it up front? Now, entering the Geico restart zone, waiting for Bobby to fire up, and he's going to go the bottom group. A big stack up right there. We got a car with the apron, almost a crash in the back. Everyone is going to stave it. The green flag is out there, 3 wide in the back. Guys underneath the yellow line. Everyone is getting organized. Now, that just backed up the bottom group. It killed the bottom group right there. Side by side for the lead, going into 1.
Side by side, Bobby Zelensky on the inside, Tucker Minter up on the high side. We'll see who can win it here. As Zelensky around, Bobby Zelensky.
It saved it.
An absolutely flawless race goes sideways for Zelensky there, DLB. Unfortunate for him, he's pretty much out of this one unless we do get another green-white checker attempt, but Logan Clampett.
Clampett to the lead. Coming off turn number 4, they're trying to make it to the white. Everyone is just going to shove, shove, shove. Will they make it to the white flag? If they do, this race is going to be official. The white flag is waving from Daytona. We got another lead change. Tucker Minster is to the lead. They're 3 wide in the back.
That's Logan Clampett on the inside. Tucker Minter up through the middle. Here comes the 23 machine of Joseph Armstrong up top. Armstrong trying to lead the way. He's got Dana Muscler's Clampett around. There we go.
Big crash on the back straightaway. Now, the 2 Casey Kerwin cars are running in position number 1 and 2. That just took the field. Tucker Minster leading with help from his Casey Kerwin teammate on his rear bumper. They're going to lead him back. Will Christopher Hill try and make a move on his teammate coming off turn number 4? Right now, he's going to stay attached to his back bumper and be a teammate. Tucker is going to lead him at the line.
Tucker Minter coming to the checkered flag, and he takes it. Round number 1 to Tucker Minter with Christopher Hill just behind him. What a run tonight for the Casey Kerwin team as they go 1-2. Just behind them, Daniel Mosteler, Garrett Maines, and Braden Muvick round out the top 5 with Joey Misevich, William Schmidt, Dustin Kleba, Zach Hall, and Christian McCartney rounding out the top 10. DLB, what a race we just saw there, and your winner, Tucker Minter.
You've seen it there. Minter won it, and teamwork did the dream work here tonight from Daytona. We're going to take a look at the replay. We had a huge one on the final lap. That was no minor crash. That was destruction on the final lap. That was some destruction. We're going to see it here as the leader is going to get turned, bump drafting gone wrong, and stacked up the field.
Yeah, these drivers definitely not at the point where you want to let up and let anyone get back in line or let them get settled, just pedal to the floor. But it's the Minster, Tucker Minter taking the victory here tonight for Casey Kerwin, and I am very positive that he is going to be quite excited, and so will Casey, and we're going to have a talk with them shortly about this event here tonight. But DLB, we're going to send it off to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll go through the final results, and we'll talk to your winning driver and team leader. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Daytona. We just got an exciting finish. Tucker Minter has won at Daytona, taking in round number 1. Woo, his Daytona dreams are alive. Do you see it there? The results are not correct on the stream, but hey, it's all good. It was a fun night. There's the results. Tucker Minter taking home the win. Christopher Hill taking home position number 2. As we're going through the field there, the biggest thing is Casey Kerwin's team done the dream work here tonight, getting a 1-2 finish, making Casey very proud with his picks for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Great drive by the Casey Kerwin here tonight. Garrett Maines with one heck of a recovery in that 31 machine. We saw him way back from the field, about 30 seconds back earlier on. Now finds himself in that 4th spot at the conclusion of tonight's race. But what an opening round, as we're going to try to talk with our race winner and the team leader here shortly and see what they have to say about tonight's race.
Absolutely. I mean, this was such a cool event. It's going to be interesting to get some interviews in here tonight, man. I'm sure we got some excited drivers after tonight's event. Hope everyone had a lot of fun with this one. And here we go. We got Tucker Minter has entered the chat. How you feeling, buddy? You just won at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, didn't do a ton of practice there, and we had pretty good control over the race, and then through pit stops, I felt like we lost it. And then on that green white checker, I didn't know what was going to happen, and just so happened that it worked out for us.
Take us through the final lap there. Obviously, we had a big crash. What was the game plan, and what went through your mind?
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer. Bobby had been working well with Chris and I, us on the Casey Kerwin team throughout the race there, and it was a bummer to see him get turned towards the infield. After that, it was hard to tell what Clampett or Bowden were going to be able to do. And then, it was just like watching the seas part in my mirror when Clampett got spun and everybody got wrecked behind Chris and I. So it was pretty crazy how it all worked out.
So how does it feel, and what kind of statement does this make to take home the first ever DriveSmart to Daytona victory?
It's definitely pretty cool. I appreciate everything that DriveSmart is putting together with sim racing here. And, it's definitely a big deal. A lot of the guys, that were first round draft picks had some rough nights. So it definitely advantages me going into the rest of the season here to have the win here at Daytona.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tucker Minter. And we also got Casey Kerwin here who we can talk to. How did you get your team so organized?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly it started from the draft because, like I said, when I drafted him, obviously Tucker was my first round pick, and Chris, they worked together with Altus already, and they're very good at working together at super speedways. So I knew they'd work together well. Jimmy was up there working with them at the beginning. And yeah, they just stayed organized and it worked out. They just were able to line up together on the restart. Sometimes you can kind of just lose your connection based on where you line up. And yeah, they were able to line up together and it all just worked out. Thankfully, Chris, even with contact, survived the wreck off of 2. And then it was a dream come true for me because it was just my 2 cars all by themselves. It was a win-win. So I just got to scream and yell and cheer with them as they celebrated the 3 and 4. And yeah, off to a good start. So I had some rough nights, unfortunately, with Chad and Jimmy getting collected and some stuff there near the end, and Eric got wrecked in that first wreck. But yeah, great first night. And yeah, hopefully we can have another good week at Dover next week.
What goes into the team leadership for the next 4 rounds?
I think, just offering any help I can give. Obviously, honestly, Tucker and Chris, too, coming out of Contender, they've, raced the B car, I think, more than me, honestly, lately. So, obviously, help any way I can. They can help, all the other guys as well for anything. Especially, Daytona's all about working together. Dover is going to be more about driving stuff, like taking care of tires and stuff like that. So, yeah, hopefully, I mean, everyone worked together great tonight. Everyone seems to have good chemistry. So, we'll keep it together and, yeah, hopefully have another good result at Dover.
So, Casey, I got one question for you, right? Because I'm sure you're super confident. You got first and second, right? The team is in a great position. You're fighting for 3,500. You're fighting for that trip to Daytona. So the most important question now, is it going to be steak, sushi, or barbecue when you get down to Daytona, Casey?
I'm a big steak guy, so I'd have to go for steak on that one.
All right. Well, we'll get you a nice big tomahawk if you keep this up, right?
Sounds good.
So the chat was talking about, and I think we should talk about the upcoming event. So right now, why don't we do one more hoodie giveaway, right? So just be active in chat. Go ahead and type away. We'll talk about some of the upcoming events, and then when we're done with that, we'll go ahead and give away the last hoodie of the night.
Sounds like a plan. More hoodies on the way. Light up the chat because this is your opportunity to snag the 4th hoodie of the night. We've been giving them away all night. Only one more tonight. So if you didn't win it, get in the chat right now. You see the hoodie on the screen, man. I want to get one of these things. This is some of the hottest merch in sim racing at the moment. Obviously, some nice Kyle Weatherman merch for team number 91 going into 2024. It's a good opportunity. I see you guys lighting up the chat. Final shot, light up the chat now because you could be the winner of the merch of the giveaway and get this nice hoodie mailed and shipped to you quickly.
All right, so 2 quick things to go over, right? So tomorrow we have the DriveSmart 500 in California, right? That's going to be hosted by IDK Player, right? We're going to be giving away more merch in the chat. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. DriveSmart 500 in California, we're super excited about that. It's a list of I mean, these are some of the best drivers we've ever seen going into this event, so we're super, super excited. And then second, but most important in my heart, right, is the second race of the event, which is going to be next Thursday. And we'll be running that right at Dover. So if you love the action today, if you love the giveaways, if you love everything coming on, make sure you're here to December 21st for Dover to see 120 laps of action. And make sure you tune in right here at the DriveSmart Warranty channel on YouTube. So with that said, make sure you light up the chat. We're a few seconds away from doing the last giveaway. So go ahead and put in all your messages. And if you could so kindly go ahead and rip it. And we have an Apollo. Apollo, congratulations. You just won yourself a hoodie.
Yo, he's been trying to win them all night. He finally struck one. So that was it. This is it. It was an exciting finish. This race, this event lived to the hype. That's the biggest thing we can say. This event lived up to the hype. We came here, we knew it was going to be an exciting finish. We didn't think it was going to be this exciting. We knew we had some of the most talented drivers. We went the first 50 laps green flag racing. It all came down to a wild finish. Casey Kerwin got his team together. The best year come to the end. How did you feel, Robert?
That was one heck of a race here tonight. Casey Kerwin's team absolutely flawless. They worked together exactly how they needed to put themselves in position there at the end. And of course, it was Tucker Minter coming out on top tonight, and we'll see what he can do in the remaining 4 rounds. Still a long way to go, but he started off on the right foot.
Absolutely. There's no better start to the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge than winning and going 1-2 in the finishing results for Casey Kerwin. It was an amazing night. We got some big crashes, a wild finish, some close racing, some single file racing. We had a little bit of everything in this race. You can't ask for much more. I don't know what we have going into Dover, but that's next up, coming up next Thursday. So I think that's one we got to keep in mind for, because it's going to get more fun as we continue. These races are going to be exciting.
Yeah, 100%. It's all going to be about the preparation over the next week, preparing for a tough track like Dover coming up next week. And these drivers obviously going from Daytona, where you can be foot to the floor the whole time, to a track where you're going to have to save those tires. You're going to have to be smart about your moves, give each other a little bit more space on the track, and really set yourself up for a fun run. But it should be one heck of a second round here in this series.
I can't wait. It was a fun one. Thank you, everyone who tuned in tonight for the DriveSmart to Daytona Challenge. It was a heck of an event. Thank you, everyone who came out. Congratulations to the winner of today's event. Congratulations to everyone who took home a hoodie. And congratulations to everyone who tuned in and got some entertainment for tonight. We'll see you all in the next event at Dover, so stay tuned for that. And stay subscribed to the DriveSmart YouTube channel, because we're going to be lighting you up with content all week coming up throughout this month. It was a blast, and we'll see you guys on the next live stream.